Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series 4, the 12th of March, 1994. 84? No, not there yet. In any event, this is about a week before WrestleMania 10. So, pretty important episode. Actually, the final episode that's available on Peacock will be, in fact, a very short episode for me because it's literally a highlight episode plugging the show the day before the show. So, probably will take me about 3 minutes to review because there's absolutely no new content. I always have felt that that is a waste of television time. I know a lot of people disagree because they say, well, it's a great way to hype what's coming to get people to buy. But if you haven't got people ready to buy based on the angles you're building, 1 hour show won't do it. Anyway, Body Slam and Basics by Tatanka. Tatanka coming out with a headdress. Tatanka in a throwaway tag match, 10-man tag on the WrestleMania pay-per-view, which is bizarre. IRS is going into a program with Tatanka, and the IRS character, when you look at it, was pretty advanced for the mid-90s time frame, in the sense of it dealt with an adult issue like taxes and turned it into kind of a heel persona, which was interesting. Chops and eventually a Samoan drop by Tatanka gives him the victory. Johnny Polo and Vince McMahon, the individual here, and Tatanka gets I guess put upon by IRS here. Owen Hart has a match here as well, and again Owen very close to actually I would even say the biggest match of his career, the Bret Hart match at WrestleMania 10. Some people say the cage match at SummerSlam same year, but I think the bloom was off the rose by the cage match in the sense of that was kind of the blow off to the feud being a major central focus, although they did move into doing more angles with each other over the time that's there. Men on a mission, Mo and Mabel. Enhancement match here, trip up by Mo. Mo managing to get some shots along the way, and hard shots by the enhancement talent, or at least tries to be. Mabel comes in, hits the spin kick and the splash. Obviously, they are going into the WrestleMania as tag team championship hopefuls. They do win the titles for about 4 days or something like that, but it's not at Mania. I would have pulled the trigger on them at Mania, but that's just me. To me, Mania is your blow off unless you have a better plan for something down the road, and they really didn't have a terribly better plan for the Quebecers at the time. Jim Cornette basically says he and Mr. Fuji have Yokozuna ready. That proves to be halfway true as Lex Luger gets involved in that. And of course, the two special guest referees, Mr. Perfect and Roddy Piper, they've been hyping it, but they have not really been putting as much emphasis on that as a determining factor as one would suppose. Diesel comes out with Shawn Michaels here, and ultimately Shawn Michaels obviously 1 week away from the biggest match of his career to that point, obviously, and probably one of the top 5 biggest matches in his career. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, or Scott Hall and Shawn Michaels, aka Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, do really well. Enhancement talent match for Michaels here, with the ladder at ringside that Diesel brought out with them. Arm ringers, arm bars, and the like. Michaels does the diving clothesline after a drop to hold, and some float over work. Really basic stuff, nothing to write home about, but Michaels here in his prime in a lot of ways. Diesel gets up in his face, and Michaels grabs the microphone, promising to climb the ladder and win the Intercontinental Championship in about a week at WrestleMania. Bastion Booger eating copious amounts of food and slobbering all over himself in a behind-the-scenes promo. Crush promising to make it so that Savage can't continue in the Falls Count Anywhere match at WrestleMania. in the WrestleMania report, and they continue to hype things. Surprisingly, Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa Michelli, given a short promo, super short, as she's basically saying she's going to be the women's champion walking out of WrestleMania 10. The only two people that are on both WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania, or yeah, the only person that's on both 1 and 10, I believe, ends up being, in fact, the uh, benefit of Lalani Kai. Interesting fact there. Um, Earthquake and Bastion Booger, yeah, that match is about as bad as one would imagine. Booger takes some cheap shots and takes down Earthquake upon occasion. Not quite sure why you would have these two go at it when Adam Bomb is going to be there. Standing dropkick by Earthquake's pretty impressive, and Booger gets sent to the outside. Um, I would have done this match after Mania, but that's just me. Um, Earthquake gets back up and Booger doesn't expect it. Big body slam by Earthquake and a victory, or power slam actually. Victory there. Lex Luger and Bret Hart go face to face. Luger says he's fought hard. Bret says he's fought hard too. May the best man win at the pay per view. Obviously, both guys think that they are, in fact, the best man to win. They go nose to nose and face to face, kind of a goofy stare down thing. Two baby faces at odds going into WrestleMania. I think I would focus on the trepidation that Yokozuna finds himself in. Owen Hart is up in an enhancement talent match next, with only about 6 or 7 minutes left in the program. And he bounces around with Ben Jordan. Hart manages a couple of spin kicks and some basic stuff. He uses Bret Hart's sharpshooter to gain the victory. We are literally a very short span away from victory here. Hype. And one of the close points on this program is the hype for the Shawn Michaels and Diesel match. They are third from the top behind the two world title matches, as best I can tell. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. The latter match, probably easily, as I mentioned before, one of my top 5 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time, and that will close the program for today. We'll be back with more right after this.